folks. Tis I, tis the season, tis D&R Discover and Recover Yoga. And today, in an effort to mix things up, to change things up a bit as the seasons, this is the season, we'll have the winter solstice coming up tomorrow, the 21st of December. We got the end of the year. We got the holiday celebrations. And here is an opportunity if and when the body's saying, maybe not so much yoga today, maybe something different. So we're going to mix things up today. And look what I've got. I'm going to start to pick and choose and start to show all these different props. No, we're not going to use all these different props today, but they are in my bag of props. And they begin with, hello, classic jump rope. This is, classic jump rope. Most of it, mine is all tangled up. Not to tell how much that gets used. Hello, jump rope. Here's a nice hard ball. This could be used under the hamstrings. It could be rolled up and down the spine against the wall. It is rock solid, hard it could be. So are these two. For getting some myofascial release, which we haven't talked about much, but you could certainly Google it, to help release some of the tension that's associated with the musculature, especially quadriceps, large muscle groups, calves, forearms, biceps, triceps. So, hello, bands are in the house. These can be wrapped around the ankles, around the thighs at different tensions. Super for prop to use. How about this? A little mini foam roller. Usually they're longer and bigger, like the one over there, which I'm not going to show. Little compact one that I carry around on occasion. Hamstrings, glutes, low back, mid back, upper back, go into the the IT band of the legs. Great thing to roll out. Oh, look at this. Holy cow. It is, well, you know what? It's labeled or it's branded a pet stick. Because you can, as a matter of fact, I've got Clancy, the King Charles Cavalier downstairs, may pay a visit. You can do this on your sports. But also, they have found out it's great for people. And, roll out in this fashion, those large muscle groups, calves, quadriceps, hamstrings. That is the rolling stick. Hello, ab roller. Oh, everybody loves to hate the ab roller, really challenging. And then finally, these funky things. Look at that. These are carpet furniture sliders on the carpet, furniture sliders, which can double, super double for stretching out, using it on one carpet, placing the palms on the hard side and let on the adhesive side or the sticky side, and let that the smooth sides slide across the carpet. Ab work for some stretching. So we're going to begin standing. Oh, and last but not least, this is what we'll be focusing on, are hand weights. Hand weights. So coming into your position, we're not using them just yet, but they'll be down by the side of the body. You could substitute soup cans. You could actually, if you had a band, which I don't even show this band, I don't even know if I showed this one. This could count for resistance training as well. Hello, a couple of rocks, a couple of bricks. Those are all. We'll call those the organic versions of hand weights. Here is an opportunity to pause to find your mountain pose. Being mindful of posture, minimizing that forward head tilt, which we've been talking about now for several months. That is bringing the front of the throat to the back of the neck. May feel like the chest is puffing out a bit. So checking in with maybe for me, I've been working on a little bit of an anterior, tilt. A little bit of an anterior instead of posterior. So I'm trying that for me. I'm just tipping my hips forward a bit, my pelvic girdle a little bit forward a bit. So you can stretch the low back versus doing the posterior tilt, which for me has a little bit further my low back. So that's a slight, subtle. Oh gosh, I'm blowing Another major prop, hello. It's a chair. Now, what I mean, listen, but guess what? Chair, especially a chair with no arms. Great variation for chair yoga, for tricep dips, for modified push-ups. Well, I'm not bringing that out later on but look at this, a plethora of props for our practice. Hey, I like the alliteration, the plethora of props for our practice on this 20th of December, 5 days before the Christmas holiday. We've got just the waning moments of 2023, and your mountain pose, being really connected to the deepening of the inhales, the lengthening of the exhales. If you're able to practice outdoors, what a bonus that is, for sure. Soften the fingers, soften the throat, soften the jaw. Yeah. And just become more aware of how the breath is, how the body is showing up. Relax, release tension, worries. The worry portion is really kind of kicking in for some. We'll sweep the arms wide and high. We'll find extended mountain pose. Maybe drink, if you're outdoors, bringing that super beautiful energy inside. Just think about sipping in natural vitamin D, pressure coming in as we breathe in, stellar air going out as we breathe out. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and draw the hands to the heart space. If there's a purpose for this practice, this little modified version of Discover and Recover Yoga, please send some light, some love out to somebody in your midst. Maybe there's somebody struggling. Maybe it's for self, This can be a little bit of a tricky time. I remember early sobriety for me. Major holidays like this were a bit challenging. First 3, 4, 5 years, and then going into a divorce, just with small children, really up the ante on that. But the practice, the movement I was doing then wasn't yoga, but the movement I was doing then and coming into the rooms of recovery was just amazing to feel that fellowship, that community. And please interlace those fingers as you exhale, press and slice palms forward. So the chin is in, chin is up here, draw the chin towards the chest. Extend those interlace palms as much as you can towards the front of the mat. Now inhale those interlace palms towards the sky, towards the ceiling, and just a little tip to the left. So just a little tiny tip to the right as I press through that whole left side. Inhale brings me back to center. It'll exhale, tip it to the left. Inhaling back to center. On the exhale, I'm going to suggest we swan dive, flat back, forward fold. I'm going to get back into my knees. These fingers are matter, palms to shins, half lift. Exhale, fold it in. So gentle standing forward fold. Ragdoll it if you like. Stay completely still. Slight bend to the knees. Oh, yeah. All is well. All right, let's roll up the spine, please. Stacking one vertebra on top of the other. As you gently, purposely, if you're under it, walk, make your way to the back of the mat. So I love this warm-up. You'll be familiar with, some of you will be familiar with it. It's the inchworm. So we've got this land, this space to work with, which is for some maybe simply the ground. I mean, gosh, if you want to practice with just you're not even using a mat, maybe it's just a blanket. So inhale, we'll once again sweep the arms wide and high. We were just in a moment. On the exhale, we'll once again swan dive, flat back, forward, fold. Now, once we're here, the suggestion is to start to walk the hands out to plank position. It's upper push-up. Option to stay in the upper push-up. Other option is to find a push-up. Inhale, press it back up, and then exhale, walk the hands back. Downward, back to standing forward fold, roll on up the spine. Okay. Let's keep doing that. Inhale, we'll sweep arms wide and high, little baby back, then exhale, swan dive, flat back, forward fold. Let the fingers do the walking to plank. Finding that push-up. And then returning the hands down to the back of the mat, standing forward fold, rising on up. 2 more times. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, swan dive. Once we're down here, the inhale is going to let the fingers do the walking to the plank position. Push up, and then press back up, walk it down, standing forward fold, roll it on up. So I'll let you guys go. Inhale, think about lifting and lengthening, finding that touchdown posture. Extend left, exhale, and fold. Yes. Let the inhale draw you to plank. That's your push-ups if you like. Actually, though, after 2, 3, maybe you walk the hands down, then 74-fold roll back up mountain. Yeah. A little warm up there, all is well. Okay, shifting gears right away. Balance. Placing all the weight onto my right foot. Taking my right foot to the center of the back of the mat, and I'm taking the left heel 4 or 5 inches in front. You get that in. No, that's left heel 4 or 5 inches in front of the right toes, so the feet are strongly on balance. So the feet are nicely parallel with the wall making of the mat. We're spreading the hips to the front edge of the mat. I'm a little wanky, so I'm really trying to find the super ready for the waist down. Opportunity is lift the arms high. If you want to challenge the central nervous system, gaze to the ceiling or lift the eyes to the sky. Okay, so all is well as we hold for 3. Ready for the waist down, lifting from the waist up for 2. Just bring that left foot back and you're back to regular mountain pose back of the mat. Okay, left foot is to the middle. Right heel 4 and 5 inches in front of the left toes. Same thing other side. I like to place hands on the hips to see if I can see what it's like to square those hips to the front edge of the mat. I'm going to glance down and see I'm getting a little wanky. See if I can get those feet to be nicely in line with one another. Arms may lift. Oh yeah. Eyes may close. Shoulders may soften. Oh yeah. Let's stay square as we fold here for 4. Nice. Challenge yourself breathing into that for 3. Almost there for 2. Now please return back to mountain, back of the mat. Okay. So once again, right foot is faced. Now, left heel, just right toes. Left heel, touches your toes. We are doing our best imitation of Simone Biles. And it's a huge stretch. But this is totally balanced beaming. Totally balanced beaming. Hips remain square, arms can lift, gaze can go high, eyes can close. Soften the throat, soften the jaw as we breathe into this for 4. Nice, maybe lift the toes and place all 10 toe pads back onto that surface for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now undo that. You're back to regular mountain. Same thing other side. Left foot is base. Mountain's heel. Right heel. Wait a second. What should I just do? Right foot is base, left heel. No, left foot is base, right heel. Is it? Short memory. So yeah, elements. Yeah, heel touches toes. I'm glancing down. I'm really going to make sure that I'm on that balance beam. Hips stay square, arms lift. Nice. Ooh. Opportunity to breathe into this. Maybe get really full, really rich, really deep. Cleansing breaths for 3. Eyes open or closed. Take that hard for 2. Okay. So I'm going to say we just shake that out. Now, opportunity next is to find your hand weights. If no hand weights, body weight will work. Body weight will work. So for me, I have here 8 pounds. And actually, here I have a little upgrade on that, are 12 pounds. So I'm going to alternate here. So I'm starting with 8 pound weights. I'll face the camera. With the palms facing forward. This can be done in that chair. So there's certainly a chair with no arms sitting at the edge of the chair. The ankles would be right below the knees. Posture would be similar as we're standing. So here's the option. From standing, we're going to curl the weights up towards the bicep joints, and then the shoulder heads. Lean on squeeze that. So we lower. We control the weight. The weight doesn't control us. So here's 8. And I want you to squeeze that bicep head at the top when the weight reaches the shoulder head. Here, 6. We're halfway there. 4. Here's 2. Okay, here we go, D&R folks. On the last one, let's hold. So the weights, we're palms are facing the shoulder head. We're squeezing that shoulder, that bicep head for 3. Maintain that posture for 2. Now we turn the palms forward. So now palms are now facing front of the head. Inhale, press up. So lower down. So shoulder presses. Inhaling up. Exhale to about cactus arms. Here's 8. Here's 6. Halfway there. Last 2. Last one. We lift and hold. Yeah. So think about just thinking you have the weight separated up in this touchdown posture. If you like to draw the palms toward each other, that's an option. Otherwise, palms face forward for 3. Really steady into that for 2. That one. Breathe. Let arms come back into cactus arms. Yeah. And then start to draw those elbows down by the sides of the body. Weights come down by the side of the body. And here's how I'm on rag. I'm going to have more regular these as I start to release the weights to the floor. If no weights, it's just a standard regular standing forward fold. With the weights, it just adds a little element. I'm going to rotate the wrist down here. The wrist rotation. Eventually, yes, the weights once again find the surface, pause, roll back up. So please. Yeah, let's continue arms by ears. Extended mountain pose. Up to the tiptoes we go. Calf muscles. Eventually, we're going to lower into a shallow knee bend, not a deep knee bend, a shallow knee bend. We've been here before, and that's to fill the quads to fire up. We're trying to balance on the balls of the feet. We hold for 3. Let's almost for 2. Now let's come back to mountain. We'll reset. All right, here we go. Releve is what it's called in dance. So the tension is one right here. Now it's a medium knee, lower. Let the shoulder stay soft. Especially let the shoulder float up by my ears. Quadriceps. We'll hold things this way. Breathing into that for cheek. Now 1. Let's come back to mountain. Right? Okay. Last time. Releve as we lift the heels. Arms come out to parallel and we sink it down. Doesn't matter. So maybe we might go a little deeper, maybe not. Some hold here. We'll breathe into this for 4. Almost there for 3. That's breathing into that for 2. Oh, my legs re-straighten. Oh, there's a knee top. Heels come back to that. Yeah, shake that out. Beautiful. Hands on the hips. I'm going to take my feet out a little wider. Just I'll maybe be shoulder distance. And all I'm doing is moving the hips from side to side as if the hips were in between 2 panes of glass. Really be mindful of just side to side, not hula hoop. Just rocking side to side, right to left, left to right. All right, back to the center. Guess what? I spotted 2 more pops. Holy cow, they're coming out of the woodwork. Hello, we have here classic kettlebell, 20-pounder. Forgot all about that. Here we have from Miss Paula's studio a borrowed peanut. A peanut. Great for some exercises which we'll incorporate at some point. But look at this, a whole smorgasbord of props. Friends, we're going to return back to our weights. So I would like to have them close by. Now, all we're going to do for this version of weights is come to seated. Seated posture could be on your knees, which is what I'm going to choose. You could do butterfly pose. You could, most likely, most students do supasana, crisscross applesauce. So I hope those weights are still nearby or your body weight, because from this position, we're going to pause. We're going to do the same thing we just did in standing. So my palms are facing forward. We're going to concentrate bicep curl, bringing the weights up to shoulder heads. There's 8, 6, 4, last 2. And then that last one we hold. So I've got the palms facing my shoulder heads. And I'll turn the palms forward and shoulder press. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we come to cactus. Here's 8, 6, 4, last 2, last one, lift and hold. Yep, hold that steady, we'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now slowly, let's return our arms to goalpost. Practice. Triceps, biceps down by the side, and then just release the weights to the floor. Good job, guys. Big toes to touch, draw the knees out wide, child's pose. So weaving in some traditional yoga in this kind of very unique, very spontaneous altar practice for D&R. And it's just taking advantage of letting the body experience some things. Maybe just see how it might be different in the body. Because maybe the body at this particular junction just says, you know what, I need something different. What is it? What else can I engage in for this practice? So other props are coming to mind. A yoga strap, that would be something that doesn't have any, it's not elastic at all. The yoga bolsters, the yoga blocks, which are over here. So we do have all these options. Okay, please draw yourself back up to hands and knees, back up to table. Nice. With those wrists pretty much underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, tuck the toes, lift hips, first downward dog. Please taking advantage of this upside down V. Yeah. Cover that. Don't forget to wag the tail, let the head move a bit. Only to eventually come to some stillness where I'm bending that right knee, right ankle to left thigh. Right ankle to left thigh, and I have that figure 4 action going on. So I'm going to have an opportunity to see if it's available to walk my hands back towards that left foot. So this is a standing version. This will be huge for that right foot flexor. If that doesn't work, just keep the hands forward. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now walk the hands forward, please. Release that right foot to the floor. Moving up and down. Bend your left knee, left ankle to right thigh. Same thing other side. Left ankle to right thigh. Option is to start to walk the hands backwards towards that right foot. Other left hip flexors. We hold for 3. I've got the left foot flexing. Breathing into that for 2. Gently walk the hands forward. Left foot finds the mat. Lower to the knees. Table. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Classic cat cow. Nice. Keep going for 4. Breathing steady into that for 3. Oh, it was my earbud. For 2. Last one. Oh, yeah. All right, back to neutral. Okay, friends. I am going to grab these 12 pounds. They are right for a running and push-up. This can be done with the knees grounded to the mat. By drawing that right way up to the right shoulder, and the left way up to the left shoulder. This can be done with the toes tucked under, the knees lifted, same motion. Just the knees lifted. So that's where we're headed. So either knees lowered or knees lifted as we start to and if you don't have weights, you're just going to drew the hand coming up to the shoulder. That's it, guys. Here we go for 6. Trying to minimize that side to side sway. Here's 5. On the feet, you go on the line if you get the full push up. Here's 4. Bring it up for 3. Here's 2. Last one. Beautiful. Relower the knees if you haven't already. I'm simply sinking my hips to my heels, called hero's pose. Some students, be important for them to modify by placing maybe a folded up blanket between the hamstrings and the calves. Some will do block, put it under the bum. Others are simply hero's pose. Hands come to the heart center, maybe a chance to revisit your purpose, your desire for this practice. We're looking at Deepak Chopra's seventh spiritual law for success, and it is the law of Dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit term for purpose in life. What is purpose? How am I showing up? What does it look like from the service level perspective? What can I do to give service to those in my midst? Now, please twist left elbow to right thigh. Left elbow to right thigh. Inhale, brings you back to center. Exhale, right elbow to left thigh. What's the motion? Inhale, you come to center. Let's on five, opposite elbow to opposite thigh. You can almost out for 6. Almost breathing steady into that for 5. Pretty simple, but hello, obliques and side bodies 4. Breathing steady into that for 3. I guess almost there for 2. All right, you're back to center, please. Clear my mat as I come to table. Bring my mat as I come to table. Only to go ahead, land my right elbow underneath my right shoulder, my left elbow underneath my left shoulder. I'm walking my knees back, and I'm going to slowly release the hips to the floor. Sphinx pose. And I'm in this position. I've got that little hip shimmy, which I do regularly. I'm checking in with alignment, middle finger, wrist, and elbow in relative alignment. Purposely, I am being really mindful of my lumbar, my lower back, to release any unnecessary stiffness, sending some of that soothing energy to release any tension, lower back. Okay, D&R friends, opportunity, an invitation to turn the gaze down the right side. Some will see the right edge of the mat, some will see that right heel, and then back to center. Down the left side. And then back to center. Beautiful. Okay, here we go, D&R folks. Toes tuck under, hips lift. And we're in forearm plank. Position knees lower, feet flatten. Otherwise, I'm going to see if I can maintain the forearm plank. Hold for 8. Breathing steady into this for 7. There's 6. 6 are not too high, down too low for 5. Almost there for 4. Here's 3. 2. Okay, if you haven't already, on 1, relower the knees, reflatten the feet, and let the hips release. Little hip shimmy. Okay, I'll demonstrate this to start, and then I will stop and call it out number-wise, just because I'm just going to do some tension of my low back. And reach in the toes, bring up the hips, knee hip to the mat, left hip to the reach. You're just tapping right hip, and then left hip. So that stretch from that forearm plank, it can still be done with the knees lowered and the feet flat. Yeah, so you're just going for side to side. I'll call this out for 10. Again, those concentrated taps. It's 9. Tapping each side for 8. Here we go for 7. Here's 6. Here's 5. We're halfway there. 4. Here's 3. Last 2. Last 1. Up, up. I'm going to suggest it low to knee. And let's walk. The elbows. Let's the big toes touch. Let's return to child's pose. Oh, yeah. An invitation, if it's available in child's pose, flip those arms in a semicircle to the low back. Who knows, that bind might stay at the lumbar, it might float a little further to the front. further up off of the spine. Just notice that we'll hold for 3. As long as there's no pinching for that, that's available for that head to find a surface, or head to find a surface. It would be like, if it's not a mat, it could be a block or a book for 3. We'll float those arms in a semicircle back to the front of the mat. We're back up onto the table. Yeah. We tuck the toes, relift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale to the tiptoes as you exhale. Let's bend both knees. Let's walk it, step it, hop up top of the mat, standing forward fold. Feet swings around the palms to shins, half lift. Exhale, fold it in. Now, for me, I'm able to grab my weights and roll on up the spine. They were in close proximity. Face you guys again. So, mountain pose, weighted version. So, if you don't have weights, I'll tell you, just please use. If I make a light fist. So here we have, friends, lateral raises. This is great for shoulders and shoulder. So we'll begin with the side lateral raise. The palms are facing the sides of the legs, the outsides of the thighs. Inhale, we simple to parallel till we lower. So there's a little baby bend to the elbows. Here's 8. Only to shoulder height. 6. Don't have to go higher. 4. Last 2. Now the last one we lift and hold. That's it. Challenge yourself. We'll hold for 3. Breathing steady into that for 2. Now I want ever so slowly release the weights back down to the sides of the body. Okay. Let me a little reset. Now, instead of my palms facing the outer edges of my thighs, you turn the backs of the hands facing the front edge of the mat, and we're front lateral raising. It's parallel, and then back down. There's 8. Halfway there, here's 4. Last 2. Got it. Last one, we lift and hold. Hold that steady for 3. Little baby bend to the elbows, breathing into that for 2. Nice. Now, ever so slowly slide, release it down. Pause. Some students, you might want to roll it again. Roll it on down. Yes. Baby bend to the knees. Once you're down there, a little internal, little rotation, internal, external rotation of the forearms. So eventually, if you do have the weights, they go to the floor, roll back on the spine, please. Restacking, revisiting extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Check in with the heart space, what emanates, what's coming forth. Here we are, the 20th of December. Wow, tomorrow the solstice, the winter solstice. Days start to elongate. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to return back to the front of the mat. If you're there already, pull out the props here. The one that for blocks. Just two my finger sizes, they're the same size. This would be for some a great tool for yogis. So from the top of your mat, if you have a squat or assist each part of your practice, absolutely. So if it needs assisting, the feet are out a little bit of an angle. I'll show this on the camera. I'm showing you with the blocks at first. Those knees start to travel over the tops of the feet. My duty, find the block. Maybe it's 2 blocks, maybe it's 1 block. My elbows are coaching those knees out to the side of the mat. Heart lifts. Oh, yeah. Opportunity here is to take the right fingertips outside the right foot and the left arm to the ceiling. Right fingertips. Oh, I gotta use a little weight as the right arm, left arm lifts. Have the hands come back to the heart center. Switching it. Left knee to the outside, left toes, right arm lifts. I'm just bringing the hands back to the heart center. Always just hands come, lift up. And then find that mini wide-legged forward fold. Let me come back to squats. Mini wide-legged forward fold. Okay, rebend the knees. Rebend the squat. Squat, yeah. Keep the heart lifted nice. Please interlace those fingers. And as you exhale, press interlace palms towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Really, yes. Let the breath flow like water here, please. We'll hold here for 3. Another breath. We'll hold the pose for 2. Now, let's your hands draw back to the heart space. Again, hello, heart center. Once again, fingertips to the earth, hips to the sky. For me, I'm going to remove my blocks. I'm going to heel toe my feet to back to about hip distance. And then I'm going to come up onto your tiptoes. We're going to do the toe stand, which we've done in this class several times. You can bring fingertips to the mat. You can bring fingertips to a block. I want to make sure you got room behind you. Or in case this one's hands at the heart center, we're balancing on the bum, balancing in toe stand. Now, for me, I am going to purposely use my hands to roll onto my bum, extending the legs out. And actually, I'm experimenting with putting my bum on a block so that my seated forward fold is different. So if there is a book or some kind of elevation, a bolster to put the bum up, it just, yeah. So we crank the body. This is just going to take a loop and push off the low back. Now, eventually, we'll walk hands up the outstretched legs. For me, I'm going to take the block up from underneath. Toes point. Fingertip, make sure you got room behind you. Toes point, and we roll it on down. So we get to have engage the abs again just for a moment. Let's find stretch. Maybe morning stretch, maybe mid-afternoon stretch, maybe it's evening stretch when you're engaged. It says I reach, fingers overhead, toes point, fingers wiggle. And I'm gonna just go a little longer, perhaps, and curl the knees into the chest. And if you really do that, you know what it means. I'm purposely lifting my shoulder blades to the back of it off the mat. But eventually they return to the mat. Arms flat like wings. Now here I'll guide you. Knees to the right, gazes left. Classic spinal twist. Knees to the right, gazes left. Beautiful. Some will take that right arm across the chest and it might land on the left collarbone, maybe the left bicep head. If you follow Hannah, maybe give that a little try for imitation. Eventually, let the hips come back to center, the knees will follow, and please, let's bind again. You know, I'm a big, huge fan of the rehab, realign, revive the chest, calibrate. Eventually, arms not like wings, knees to the left, gazes right. Man, who knows? Left arm might float across the chest. Hands landing on the right collarbone, right shoulder head, just might depend on arm length. 4. Breathing into that for 3. Almost there for 2. Now, please, hips come back to center, the knees follow. And then you're rounding out a static baby. Those familiar will start to find the posture. Unfamiliar, it's sesh. If you want to see the 6-month-old discover their feet. For me, I'm so tight with the hips, I have to lift my shoulder blades to the back and off the bat. But eventually, either I'm grabbing my shins, I can grab my ankles, outer blade of the feet. Knees fingers wrap around the big toe. Drawing thighs low, soles of feet high. You might get a little side to side move. Actually, you might go from thigh to thigh, and it truly. This is so good to the low back. Adductors. About the hip flexors, but eventually we release the hips into here. Releasing the sole of the feet to the mat. This is comfortable for some. It takes pressure off the low back. Others find butterfly tops. They serve well. Variation most common was the right ankle, right corner mat, and left ankle, left corner mat, and we relax. I'm reaching overhead to put this yoga blanket underneath my head. In actuality, I can also place these blocks underneath my thighs. So explorations with our props, exploring with props. So I'll let you guys nestle in, finding your Savasana sweet spot as I reach for my book to talk about and describe Deepak's seventh spiritual law of Dharma. And the Sanskrit translation of that is life's purpose. Purpose in life. He writes, everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or special talent to give to others. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, we experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all goals. Ultimate goal of all goals. In these waning moments, here it is, the 20th of December. We're all looking at the same moon. It is a half moon. Oh, maybe a little bit bigger than a half moon. It's funny because that is a yoga pose called balancing half moon. Please, you get outdoors and just bring in that moon energy, seeing the brightness, just nourishing, being thankful for the sky. All that comprises the universe, the galaxies. I remember now 32-year-old Brian at age 4.5, 5, he looked up at the sky. I was with him and he just gazed and asked this question. It was just so heartfelt. Dad, where does it end? 4.5-year-old Brian, where does it end? So we are coming to the conclusion of this version of Discover and Recover Yoga as you bring movement back to the body, any form or fashion, any way it feels good. Movement back into the body. As you do so, I want to give another shout out of deep thanks for this little variation of D&R Yoga. We just call it D&R workout, just introducing things. We might do this again in the not too distant future. Should say keep things interesting. Questions, comments, feedback, always welcome. Opportunity invitations, draw the knees into the chest. That's our final bind, or at least on the back. I added a final bind. Some will do it tight, some will do it light. You can then find your way to seated. I'm on the knees. You can have the option to come cross-legged. Yes, so I think that's our first true seated posture. And a moment to reconnect. What a fan I am of connection. Stronger connections build stronger communities. And Lord knows, going forward into this new year, let's build stronger connections so that our communities can strengthen and we can be there to support. Love the idea of support one another. As the hands, palms meet at the center of the chest at the heart space, acknowledging this ancient, acknowledging the yoga portion, the ancient part of the yoga, yeah. Everything else a little new. You westernize this, but hopefully we'll have set us up for, if you're watching this in the evening, you should continue moving. Deep dream state, and we close in that traditional fashion. Please know the divine light, the teacher, and the spirit that dwells within me, indeed with a bunch of gratitude, bows the divine light to the divine teacher and to the divine spirit residing in each of you guys. Namaste. Okay.